What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel, Money Talk with KB. And I'm here to help you make your money make sense. So, without further ado, let's get into this video. So here's 3 different budgeting tips that you have got to incorporate in your budget. If you're not doing any of these 3 things, you're doing your budget wrong, okay? So let's start off with the first thing, and that's knowing your why. You have got to have goals for your finances, just like you have goals for your career or for your relationships. You have to have a goal for your finances as well, and it's up to you to figure out what that goal is. So whether it's to travel the world, whether it's getting out of debt, whether it's to have a down payment for your first home, whether it's building for your children's college fund, you have to understand what your why is. You have got to know your purpose for your money. You've got to know your vision for your money. And if you don't have one, get you one, okay? And when you get one, write it down. It's been proven that when you write your goals down, it's 5 times more likely to happen. Write it down and hold yourself accountable. When it comes to budgeting, it's much easier to adhere to your budget and stay disciplined and stay diligent when you know what you're working towards. You can't shoot at a target with a blindfold on. You've got to know what that goal is so that you know that the sacrifices that you're making right now in this moment will be all worth it in the end. And I know that this sounds like such an obvious thing, right? Know your purpose. But so many people don't have goals for their finances. And that's how unorganization happens. So we have to make sure that we have personalized goals for your situation. Not everyone is going to have the same goals, and that's completely okay. Personal finance is personal. But once you know what your goals are, it's going to make it so much easier to get your finances and keep your finances on track. So tip number 2 is to have a zero-based budget. Dave Ramsey, a financial expert, says that a budget is telling your money where to go and not wondering where it went. So when it comes to budgeting and zero-based budgeting, you should be able to track your money down to the T. And then once you take care of all the necessities first, because that is the first thing that you should do in your budget, which is prioritize the necessities. There's no way you should be paying your Netflix subscription before you pay your rent. Priorities, right? So after you do all of that with your budget, then you can decide where the extra money is allocated to. You should have extra money after you take care of all of your necessities. And that extra money is what we will throw towards our goals. And I hear this a lot of times, and if you don't have extra money after you pay all your bills, after you pay all your necessities, you have one of 2 issues, or maybe even both issues. And the first issue that you might have is an income problem. If you're only making money to barely live, to barely survive, you're not making enough money. You have got to make more money. And I'm not saying that you just have to land into your dream job tomorrow, but whether it's picking up a second job, whether it's picking up a side hustle, whether it's, selling plates, whatever it is, you have got to get that income up, because you cannot live to barely get by. You can't do it. And the second thing is you might have a spending problem, right? So if it's not your income, it might be the way that you're actually spending your money. And this is really important. After you look at your statements, after you've gotten your paycheck, you've got to look at what areas you can scale back on. Maybe you can't get your hair done every 2 weeks. Maybe you can't get your nails done. Maybe you've got to stop going out to eat. That's a huge deal. You guys have no idea how much we spend on going out to eat. So you've got to analyze and look at your budget, take a step back, and see what areas you can cut back on. So either you have an income problem or a spending problem, or both, which is very dangerous when put together. You've got to take a step back and understand that you cannot live this way. You can't. 7 out of 10 Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 7 out of 10. That's 70% of people in the United States are living paycheck to paycheck. Don't be one of those people. And if you are one of those people, don't be. No. You don't have to be anymore. You've got to prioritize your money, and you've got to see where you are and see where you want to be, and you have to have a roadmap on how to get there. You guys, I cannot stress this enough. If you have an income issue or a spending issue or both, you've got to get your act together. Your money is so much bigger than you. When it came to my debt-free journey, everyone's like, oh, yay, congrats, yeah, blah, blah. And that's great. I'm so happy. But what people don't understand is this debt-free journey wasn't just for me. It wasn't just for me. It was for my mom, who I inspired. It's for my sister, who can have a great example. It's for my future husband, with divorce being with the number one cause for divorce being money fights and money problems. That's something that we will never have to worry about. It's for my future children, who will never have to take out a student loan. This impacts not just me, but the people who are around me and the people who I haven't even brought into this world yet. So you've got to look at your budget, you've got to look at your goals, and you've got to understand that it's not just about you. So my third and final tip for y'all today is to live within your means. If you need to use credit to get by, you're not living within your means. Spoiler alert, your means is what you can afford. If you cannot afford it, then you are not living within your means. Again, if you need to use credit for any reason to get by, you're not living within your means. Your means is what you have. And if you don't have it, you just don't have it, right? Just because you have a good credit score and you have the ability to get something now doesn't mean that you should get that thing now. It doesn't. Not at all. And just think about it this way, y'all. Whenever you use credit to purchase something, your net worth just dropped. It just dropped. For those of y'all who don't know what net worth is what you own minus what you owe. Every time you owe somebody something, your net worth decreases. Every time you own something, your net worth increases. So think about it that way. You guys, it will astonish you how many different things we use for credit. It would astonish you. You can finance a mattress, a car, a home, a vacation, a wedding, a TV, a laptop, and I've even seen that you can finance clothes. Yes, you can finance clothes. You guys, I kid you not, I was on Fashion Nova's website the other day looking at a $40 dress, right? And then it said at the bottom of the image that you can make 4 easy payments to buy a $40 dress. If you can't pay $40 for a dress, you can't afford it, boo. You can't afford it. You guys, we are in a culture where we want things right here, right now, but we have got to delay gratification. We don't ask how much. We ask how much per month. We have got to get out of that mentality, you guys. But you guys, stop using credit to survive. Stop using it to survive. You're digging yourself into a massive hole. Use the money that you have, and if you don't have enough, then you've got to come up with an alternative way to get by. You cannot constantly use credit and expect to build wealth. Credit goes this way, wealth is going this way. These two things are conflicting with each other. live within your means.
So I just noticed that I forgot to close out my video. So you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.